Welcome to the Simply Joyful Podcast.
Welcome to the Simply Joyful Podcast live with my special guest, Ashlyn Clover. Get ready to be encouraged. Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the Simply Joyful Podcast. Today I have a very special guest on, don't I?
Yes.
So sitting with me, actually sitting on me today, I have none other than Ashlyn Clover. Ashlyn, will you tell people how old you are?
I'm 8 years old.
And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm really good at ballet. I like to dance.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to cook.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to play with my siblings.
Yes, you do.
And I like to organize.
And you like to organize, but who in the house is also very messy?
Me.
That's right. You tend to be a really messy one, but you're also getting more organized, which is really exciting because today that's what we're going to talk about. I sat down and started writing down some notes for this episode because today is all about helping kids to be more organized. And so as I was writing my notes, I was like, I need to have Ashlyn on because she is doing amazingly well at getting organized. Now, a couple years, well, actually not even a couple of years ago, what am I saying? I think it was last year. Was it last year when you went in? Yeah, so Ashlyn is known for being the one that kind of, I'm sorry, I'm spilling the beans here, kid. You're known for being someone who kind of just leaves stuff everywhere, huh? You can't just nod on a podcast. You have to actually speak.
Yes.
Yes. You just kind of drop things. It's all good. You just drop it. That's where you were. That's where it is. That's what happens, huh? Yeah, but you're not alone. Other kids do that too. Yep, a lot of kids do that out there. But this one day, we were sitting in the schoolroom and I was helping Kate with something, and you came running in the schoolroom and you announced to me, "Mommy, come and look, I have organized." And I was like, "What?" And I just thought, maybe she put her socks away. But what did you do?
I took everything out and then I saw in my mind what it was going to look like. So then, let's say dolls. If you have dolls, you want to stack them up together neatly. But Legos, you don't want to just stuff in there. Oh, ones that are made, you want to set neatly into the box.
Yes. So you surprised me because you had organized the room. And that's exactly what she told me when I asked her, "So what in the world did you do?" I'm like, "What happened?" This is a huge surprise. I walked in to an organized room. I couldn't believe it. And she had done exactly that. She had put her dolls in one place, put the Lego set that had been all put together in one place. And what did you do with the laundry?
I folded a bit and put it in my dresser and my closet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I
thinking, you're like, "That's good. That's good. Those are good things. Those are the important things." You organized the books too.
Yep.
And there was a few drawers, like shelves that she had actually taken time to take the little trinkets off, and she put the trinkets into baskets. And it was in that moment that I'm like, they hear you. They really hear you. Like, she listened. It was somewhere in there. So it was exciting. But that was one thing. You mentioned something just a moment ago that I thought was so important. And that was the first thing you had said. And I had this cute little video of you. And I asked you in that moment, because I was like, "Oh my gosh, where's my camera? I've got to figure out, what did she do?" And she told me just that you visualized the room. So that helped you?
Yep.
So how did you visualize it? You visualized it clean, or you visualized it as like a princess perfect room, or what'd you do?
I looked at it as it was going to be clean and organized, and all the books were going to be put in place the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And all the Legos and all my toys were going to be in the right place because they're usually on the floor. Or
Yeah.
in our drawer, not organized, just stuffed in there.
That's true. It is. And sometimes it may be stuffed. Some things are stuffed under what? Where you do stuff things? The chair.
Under the chair.
Maybe under the
Bed.
Yes, under the bed. But I was so proud of you, and I'm always proud of you every time you take on a little organizing project. But you do that from time to time. You kind of get this excitement, and you'll just walk in and be like, look what I organized this time. And does it mean that you're perfectly organized all the time? No. But you have your moments.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I love all your moments. I love it when you're organized. And I even love it when you're not organized, because sometimes it's just kind of funny. You come up with some really creative ways of just putting stuff places. But I think it's really important to help kids to understand how to organize, because one of the things we talk about is not having too much stuff, because sometimes we can have too much stuff and it's just too hard to keep a lot of stuff organized. So what do we do when we go through? So one of the things that I teach you is to clean an area, and then we decide, what are we keeping, right? So how do you decide that?
You take everything out, and you look at the things that are getting old and maybe dusty and might be kind of broken, and then you put it in a trash bag. Or if you have stuff that's like not that broken, but you don't really need it, you can put it in a bag, and then you can store it for like kids that don't have toys.
Right. So we try to focus on blessing others, so we can bless others with our stuff. And sometimes we're kind of over it. We don't need to play with it anymore. It's not blessing us. And so we give it to other people. And that, because we are blessed, right? In fact, what you're wearing today is a hand-me-down from a friend. So we love hand-me-downs, and it blesses our family. So it's nice to be able to bless other families too. Yep. Were you going to say something else? I didn't want to interrupt you. Nope. That was it. Okay. So we clear a space, and then we help kids learn how to declutter, because that's called decluttering. You've heard me say that before. But so we declutter the space. We decide what's going to stay. So what's trash, what can bless someone else. Maybe something needs a new home. But the other big important thing is to make sure that kids know where their stuff belongs. So everything needs to have a home. Yep. So what helps you to remember that where your things go?
Always.
To put them in the right place. But how do you know where the right place is?
You look to see if they fit and see if it's a good place for it. But if it's like a special thing, you want to put it in somewhere you will remember it, like somewhere you always look. Like I put my crown on the shelf because I always look there.
Her crown. Did you catch that? She puts her crown on the shelf. I have found the crown on the floor. Luckily, I didn't step on it. But yes, so like special things. So we went to a tea party, and Grandma got Ashlyn a crown, and we like the crown.
Yep.
It's a very fancy crown. And so we put the crown up high where it's not going to get broken. And there's also under your bed, we have an under the bed storage thing, and one of the boxes down there has your very special things. So sometimes you have keepsakes in there, like letters you keep. And then we also have an American Girl bin, right? So you take good care of that. Yes. Now we have homes for things. We've decluttered. We're putting things back. Now, what do we do? So what is the cover of my book has what all over it? Legos. Here, I should cover my face. We're doing this on video, everyone. So if you're watching this on YouTube, hi. If you're listening on the podcast, no, you can see Ashlyn's cute little face. But okay. We have Legos all over the M.O.M, Master Organizer of Mayhem book. Now, what is our Lego rule?
Put it back in the bin.
Put it back in the bin. But what do we get out when we play with small toys?
We get a blanket for them to not get stuck under stuff, and for us to not lose the little Lego pieces. Right,
because that's important, especially not to lose it inside the carpet, where what happens if we lose the Legos inside the carpet?
Then it will get vacuumed up sometimes and stepped on.
Stepped on. That's what I fear. The vacuum, not so scared of, but stepped on. You probably fear the vacuum because you don't want to lose your pieces. I fear stepping on them. Most parents, I almost need an amen out there. Have you stepped on a Lego? I'm pretty sure you have. You stepped on a Lego?
Yes.
Yes. So you know why it's important to put them away. Okay, so let's see. We've decluttered, we put things away, we've talked about where to put things. The other really important tip that I have for helping kids to get more organized is to have the right tools, right? In the right places. So the right tools in the right places. So you do your own laundry, don't you, miss? And so how do you do your laundry?
Well, when I take it out, I put it in a basket and I carry it upstairs. And if I can't carry it.
Oh, this is with your clean clothes?
Yep.
Okay, with your clean. Okay, so with clean clothes, we're putting it in the basket and bringing it upstairs. And what happens if you can't carry it upstairs?
I usually get someone else to help me bring it upstairs. And sometimes I usually put it away. And if it's still left out, I get the flip fold to make it go faster.
Yes, so the flip fold. If you guys haven't caught the flip fold, we're going to make a special YouTube video so you guys can see Ashlyn in action doing the flip fold. Now, what is the flip fold for people who don't know what it is?
The flip fold is something where you put your clothes where the tag is. You put out where the tag is on the front. And then there's two parts that fold over. You fold over, fold the other side over, take it off. And then on the bottom, there's another fold, and then you flip that up, and it's folded perfectly.
Perfectly folded. It's so exciting. So when we first brought the flip fold home, do you remember what you guys did? Yep. They brought everything. They pulled things out of their closet that was already hung up and they folded it all. And then you were like, what else? What else can we fold? And so we took all the towels out. Remember the towels out of the linen closet? So we took the towels out of the linen closet. And what did we do with those?
We fold them.
With the flip fold perfectly, right? So we keep the flip fold. Sometimes we keep the flip fold in the laundry room, but sometimes where is it?
Sometimes it's in our room.
That's right. Sometimes it's in the room hiding. That's why we have two of the junior size flip folds. I have one adult size. I actually did have two adult and two juniors, but I left one at a TV station. So, oh well, that's okay. But yeah, so I have done a few different TV segments. I teach the TV hosts, how to do using, how to fold laundry perfectly, like the Gap right there on TV. So that's kind of fun. But that's because if Ashlyn can do it, you can do it. And actually, Caitlin can do it too, and she's only 6. And you guys, they've been using the flip fold for probably over almost a year now, I think, right? Yep, about that. But no, we love having the right tools. So what are some other tools that we have? So we have the cordless vacuum.
And we have the broom. And
what do we have at the sink? That little, the soap-filled brush?
Yes, the soap-filled brush. And we have a little scrubber thing.
And then we also have Swiffer dusters. And so the Swiffer dusters are pretty easy too. I feel like I'm an ad right now. But I'm telling you, when you have the right tools for the right jobs and you have them where your kids know where they are, it helps the cleaning process and the organization process go a lot faster. Now, what is one crazy thing that mommy does in the refrigerator?
Takes everything out and then get some of the food that's rotten and
way expired.
Yep. And put it in the sink or
the trash. Yeah, sink if it's I put it in the sink if it's in a container. But what I was looking for is, do I label? I label even in the refrigerator, huh? Yep. I do. I haven't labeled our new refrigerators, but one of the reasons why we label is so that everybody knows where the food goes, because otherwise we end up with a whole lot of like peanut butter and applesauce and salsa all opened, huh? Because somebody goes and they're like, oh, I don't see it right away. So they open a new jar. And the next person comes and says, I don't see it right away. And they open a new jar. That happens a lot. Do you remember when we had our friends living with us and how many things we had open? Because everybody in the house, we had, how many of us? 10 of us living? No, like there's 7 of us and 5 of them, right? No, 6 of them. We had a ton of people. We had 13 people. I could have made you do math right here on the podcast. You were going to say that she was going to say 13. She knows her math facts. So we had 13 people living with us. And so, yeah, we had a lot of duplicates. And that is what drove me to label the refrigerator at that time. And I actually sometimes label the pantry as well. So any other tips for any kids listening out there about how they can better organize?
Well, in your organizing, sometimes there can be stuff that's like hiding.
So like toys or just like, what do you mean by hiding? So like stuff that's under a couch or a bed and so, okay.
Like when clothes falls off the hangers.
Yes.
It goes under there.
Mm-hmm.
Or my sister or me does it under there.
Yeah, like purposefully hidden. Mm-hmm. That happens. So you're saying to pay attention and really dig deep and get in there.
Yeah, and when you're organizing your closet, when you look under there, you want to get everything out. And then you want to hang it all back up. Well, the things that like aren't like pajama bottoms or pajama tops, you want to fold it and then put it back
in the drawer. Mm-hmm. In the pajama drawer. Right. Well, Ashlyn, thank you for coming on the podcast today.
You're welcome.
It was really fun to have you. I don't normally get to cuddle and podcast at the same time, but I hope that was helpful for everyone listening in straight from the kid's mouth, right? Yep. But yes, you can teach your kids how to get organized. It takes time. It takes patience. You should not expect perfection, right? Yes, no perfection. I asked you that was like almost a double negative. So yeah, we don't expect perfection. Oh, I do expect perfection?
Yep.
Oh, I do?
Yep.
Oh, I don't expect you to have to be perfect.
Don't.
Oh, I don't. You know that. No, but I do encourage you in a way that do you hopefully feel like you do it perfectly a lot?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. So we do try to encourage no matter what. Do I get excited with you? Yep. Even when like sometimes things, well, see, like, I guess that's the trick. So parents, I hope you're listening between the sound waves, like reading between the lines that I want my kids to feel like they've done an amazing job and I praise them. And that is encouraging, right? Yep. It is encouraging. So if you want your kids to learn how to organize, you've got to be their cheerleader at the same time. And, you know, I would say the big things to really take away is the right tools in the right places, as well as making sure that everyone in the house knows where things belong. So your items, if your things are important enough to keep, they should have a home, and everyone in your home should know where that is. So those are the big takeaways, probably my biggest tips for teaching kids how to get organized. So I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of the Simply Joyful podcast. Make sure that you are subscribed here on the podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, do be sure that you're following me over there and subscribe there. And on Instagram too, those are the places I can be found most of the time. And Ashlyn can be found there too. Woohoo! And if you have not already, it would be such a blessing for you to leave a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher, wherever you are listening to this podcast episode. And feel free to ask questions, leave comments. So let's engage and learn more about what you guys would like to hear from Ashlyn and from me. So have a great rest of your day. And don't forget to live simply and be joyful. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Simply Joyful Podcast. Be sure to check out all the episodes available by going to simplyjoyfulpodcast.com. Also, be sure to subscribe here on YouTube so you don't miss all of the other videos that we have coming your way. Have a great rest of your week, and don't forget to live simply and be joyful.